I've done one build video on this one in the past, and you will have seen that one on our YouTube account, the F-35B by Tamiya. Hello, I am Kobey from Hearns Hobbies, and today we are painting up the F-35B by Tamiya. So, I've done one build video on this one in the past, and you will have seen that one on our YouTube account. And I'm going to run you through what I've done in the meantime and show you how I'm going to apply it today with a little bit of detail painting. So I'll be painting, as you can see in the top camera, I'll be painting the cockpit and the nose gear areas, utilizing the instructions over here. And I've gone ahead and just so I can show you kind of the detail that this kit presents. This is out of the box, just with a couple of, I've just been following the painting diagrams and how they've told me to paint this weapons bay in the center of the aircraft. So this is the weapons bay, a lot of black leads, a lot of silver leads, a lot of little yellow tie downs across all of the hoses and the wires on the internal bays here. That has been painted up how Tamiya have asked us to, so that's good. Today we'll be looking at the cockpit. I'll be painting up the cockpit area and in here in the nose bay, as well as the nose gear. So let's jump straight into it. What was I going to say? We'll start with the cockpit actually, because this I have a couple of comments to make on detail, how I'm going to add a bit more extra detail to this one, and it'll be more straightforward with this one to begin with. A couple of blacks. I've got the page open already, whereas this one I want to add some lead wires. The paint that they've said for this part here, I just want to make a comment on that before we go ahead and paint it. So in the cockpit we have a couple of decals. I'll place those ones in there myself later, but for the time being I'll be using my makeshift wet palette, some green stuff weld paint. So I've got a black chrome, a black, which I'll be using for the majority of the blacks. I've got an aluminium model air color, and I have a model color red, as well as some Tamiya NATO black. I'll be using this. I like this as a black as it's a bit off grey-y. I use this in place of things like rubber black, black, normal black, flat black. It's just a nice kind of faded black look. But yes, for now, let's make a start. I'm going to start by painting a lot of the black areas on this kit. The fan is another thing that I'll discuss in the video. But yes, let's put a little bit of black on my wonky wet palette. Okay, and according to the instructions, I'll quickly show you here. I'll be following this down here, and over on this side, a couple of the little diagrams over here for stuff to paint. Yeah, so without further ado, let's make a start. So I'm going to go around the whole frame of the aircraft, as that's one of the first things is saying to paint black. So let's do that. Probably would have been easier to airbrush this before I put the cockpit in. I just wanted something really quick from the last video to do. I'm going to add a little bit of water, as I can always come by and do multiple coats. Don't want to get my head in there. And this part here is all black too. As you can see, the brush is holding quite a lot of paint. I'm getting a lot of coverage, and not having to dip it in the black too often. It's a wonderful sable brush. Highly recommend using these if you're into getting into painting and you only have access to a brush. The least you could do is treat yourself to a sable brush. It's just going to hold more paint for you. So that is that one done. The whole frame on the outside, still a bit wet in areas. And I'll do some touch-ups off camera, just because I can't lean too far in to check through it all, but also the lighting, as I've said before, sometimes make my life a little bit harder. Going on to the other side, going to jump on in, I believe this, where the throttle is, that whole housing needs to be painted black. On the outsides, perfect. We can do that. It's very, very easy for us. Oh, let's zoom out here. That's it there. What else? I think that's all on that side. I think both of these are black as well, which is going to be fun to paint. Have to get it at an awkward angle over here just to get the other side. There we go. And this one over here, which you did not see because, look at that. Okay, bit more on the top. Beautiful. Oh wow, I didn't have to be so careful on this back bulkhead because it will be painted black as well. And all of those little switches. So this. And the other side is done in a rubber black, so I'll be using the NATO black for that. But for now, I have the fun of all these little looms. I have to paint all of those black, so we'll try and speed that up. Okay, there's that one. The top, what's that there? It's all good, all good. The top of this bit is painted black. Potential armrest, no idea. I haven't placed W16 in yet, but that will be black as well. And pedals are black. Just gonna make sure on this side. Now this is gonna be fun. There's a black strip from this whole, no, just this bit here. Oh my goodness, let's see how I go. I'm gonna load my paintbrush up. So the whole housing for this, oh my goodness, the whole housing for this one here, all the way to here is black. like that. That is as straight as I could get it. If you wanted an even straighter one, you could use masking tape, but it looks quite hard, especially with that edge down the bottom there. Nice wash will tie that all together. And yeah, that is all of the black in there, I believe, once that's dry. The decals actually, I'm going to try and paint this rear one because I won't use the decal because I've put some extra little dials on there. Okay, I'll do that one. The other ones are this here. Oh my god, so much black. This one. That one. Those ones. And actually this whole bit is black. There's probably some stencil data on a decal, but I'll paint it in black now anyway. There we go. Those 3, 4 to there. And looks like the whole throttle body on the left hand side will be black. I'm going to leave that for the decal because that is enough black in there. Oh my goodness, there we go. That is the that's that. Let me load up some NATO black and do that rear bit, and then we'll call the cockpit done. There doesn't appear to be any aluminium in there. Actually, I see one little XF3, which I believe is yellow. I can check that by going back to where I did the... Yeah, yellow. There's a little bit of yellow. I'm just going to go straight out of the lid for this. And it's just this kind of drape area over here. Put some back in. There we go. That will do. That will do. Washing my brush off. Now I'm going to move into the nose gear compartment. I'm going to let all that dry and go into the nose gear compartment. So this is the nose gear compartment. I have a photo that I'm going to show you that will explain why I'm going to do it the way I'm going to do it. I'm going to scratch build the silver lines here out of lead wire, paint up this one, I believe, which is in there. No, I've only got this white line here, this one that I'm following with the paintbrush. I have to do the black one, make it myself, and a couple of these little silver ones I'm going to do with my art scale lead wire. But for the meantime, that is the phone screen. That is the internal gear bay of an F-35. I'm going to follow along the Tamiya diagram for what they say to do. So XF2 for most of that. And then there's actually a green. There's a couple of little green, and this is a bit bright, but I'm going to mix it down. I've got this hunter green here with dried lead. Hope I can get a bit out there. I'm going to mix it with a bit of black just to tone it down a bit. And there's a couple of little pieces on the right hand side. I see it, I see it. Right, let's do it. Let's paint in these pieces of green. like the Tamiya Park Green. My head is in the way and this is out of focus. There we go. There's that one, and there's also this little one down the back. There we go. There's that. And then actually I was going to say that it calls for a mix of what is it, like X11, which is silver, XF56, which is like a darker steel, and XF6, which is orange, for the main like brace bit of the landing gear. But looking at my reference photos, the ones that were painted in something that would be like that, it was more of a grey. So I'm going to just mix in a bit of my black, if I have any white on me. Yes, it's over. I'm going to make my own colour for it, just closer to whatever I was, whatever I saw. Okay, so I'm going to paint this part of the landing gear according to what I kind of saw on the internet. It was not like an orangey colour, like they said. Looked more like NATO black, which I'm kind of making now, but I just want to have a tinge like lighter. I can do it properly. Okay, so it was down to here. And it wasn't on all of them, but on the B models that I saw, they did have a different kind of brace for the landing gear. Just on that harness there. Okay, that's the only spot that it called for this colour that I mixed myself with what I kind of had similar to what they said, but closer to what I kind of saw in the reference photos. So there's that one. Wash my brush off. What else have we got? Black. I'll come in and do a couple of these little black pieces, like the tops of these little pieces here. Just run the brush right along. There we go. A little bit of silver. I wanted to do the chrome metal for the nose hydraulic. It is extended because this aircraft will be displayed on the stand that is provided by Tamiya. This is the airbrush paint, but I'm hoping that with enough coats I'll be able to get it done. It is a thinner based acrylic, so it's not going to, it's designed for airbrush. That piece, and that was it. There we go. And I think that should do it for this video. So we'll have a look at what everything I've done, which isn't much actually. I was expecting a little bit more, but actually the one thing is that I forgot to do the fasteners on that hose are yellow, so I'll quickly do those because it does make it pop really nicely. Alright, let's quickly do these fasteners. Alright, there you have it. Let me zoom out. That has been some detail painting of the F-35B. Now this is ready for weathering now in these areas that I've just finished painting. Still a lot of yellow on that. So I've finished off the internal weapons bay. The nose is now ready, and the cockpit. Still like one or two little things in the cockpit. But what I'm going to do off camera in the meantime before part 3, I'm going to clear coat these with a semi-gloss or a gloss, just a rattle can, very lightly because I've used water-based paints such as this one here, the Green Stuff World. So very lightly, just so it doesn't react with the water-based paints. And then I'm going to come in and do a wash. I want to share with you how much a wash this is really going to make the model pop. So from here, I will be able to, I'll show you actually, it's pretty much just going to go together from here. All of the internal parts, like this, are going to go in. The nose section goes there. The top section goes on. Let's see if this will hold together. I've also got the intakes done as well, but they were done in the last episode, I think, when I was doing some airbrushing. So yes, here we go. Here you have it, the F-35B. It's quite boring. It's just literally silver and black for the intake there, and I'm just going to pop some silver on the bottom down there, down here towards the other fan, and that will all like pretty much go together. It's just this more interesting like gear compartments and all of this that's quite interesting on the model will go together, such as the cockpit, weapons bay, and the gear sections. So there we go, that it is coming together finally. It's all kind of moving along. The F-35B by Tamiya in 1/48 scale, the Joint Strike Fighter, the Lightning, vertical takeoff aircraft. I'm still contemplating what scheme to do, so if you put a comment down in the comment section of our YouTube, we'll have a look and see what we can do. There's a really cool version of this with a bat across the wings, so have a look at that, the Marines version. And yeah, we will see you for part 3, doing a little bit of weathering after I do some clear coat and some more prep. I'm Kobey from Hearns Hobbies. This is the F-35B. We will see you then. Have a great day, guys. Bye bye.